In this video, I'll be showing Defy some of the new things I find in Ritual of the Damned.
We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Welcome, Wargamers, to Ritual of the Damned. This is not a review video. If you're looking for an in-depth review, look someplace else. I'm simply telling Defy some of the new things I find in the book. Why don't we start with the fate of the damned? For you, Magnus, this is a fantastic time to be alive. Chaos has never run more rampant. Since the opening of the Great Rift, the servants of Chaos have experienced a joy that had been hitherto unfathomable. Unfathomable, that's kind of a hard word to say. Not sure how you managed it, but you got hundreds of sorcerers doing your bidding, whether they knew it or not. They sought out lore, forbidden and suppressed. And for some reason, Defy, vast majority of this knowledge was out in the open and unguarded. How stupid is that? Then after 10,000 years of your absence, you return to Prospero, where you were raised. Though the planet was in utter ruin following the devastation 10 millennia ago. You then begin the process of restoring this place to a magnificence the elders of old could only have dreamed. Naturally, you start with the librarians and you start to collate information and knowledge. This is where we ask him if he set up late fees for library cards. It's really a stupid question because you can just put a credit card and if they don't bring it back within a certain amount of time, then they buy the book. It's simple, right? Not like this $500 bill that you get after 20 years. That makes no sense whatsoever. After all the construction is underway, you turn your cyclopean eye to the galaxy and you see the Cicatrix Maledictum and you say, hey, I'm gonna take advantage of that. This is now your time. Nothing can stop you. You're more powerful than ever. How many times have you said that to yourself? How many times have you made plans and then Zinch changes it and then you go out to the party with yellow pants instead of blue pants? Enter Mr. Grey Knight. Of course, you guys know what's going on. There's never anything demon that happens that you guys don't know about. Funny enough for these guys, never at any time in their home world have they ever been spread so thin. They have barely any guys on their planet. And why exactly are you spread so thin on your home planet? Oh, you're out everywhere else fixing all the other home worlds and not focusing on your own. It's like the same as fixing all the roofs in the neighborhood, but not fixing the leak in your own roof, and you gotta sleep in a wet bed. That being said, apparently there's this place called the Citadel of Titan, where there were more neophytes and new recruits more than ever. Make up your mind, Grey Knight, it's either you're sparse and you have nobody, or you have more guys more than ever. Which is it? I do it for dramatic effect. Basically, you're saying you're up to the fight, you're gonna fight some demons. But you could have said that from the beginning. You could have just said, you know what? We see you, we're ready for you, we're gonna fight you, and now we're on our way. Enter Dark Angels! Personally, sucks for these guys. They were fighting a bunch of wars ever since the Great Rift because they were stuck on a rock. Okay, not a rock, the rock. Didn't mean to downplay where you guys live, but you gotta admit, location, location, location. Then they had a bunch of friends and buddies taken out in the Darkmoor massacre. Man, it's really rough for these guys. And then you got all these reports coming into Ezekiel, Grand Master of the Librarians. Is it Ezekiel or Hezekiah? I'm just gonna say Ezekiel because it looks right to me. And everything that Ezekiel is reading is telling him that raindrops are turning into floods, and that sparks are turning into planet-wide firestorms. The planet of the sorcerers! Otherwise called Arias, your base of operations for the past 10,000 years. Mere sight of the planet can drive mortals insane. Although the planet orbits a star, the hues in the sky change at random. Doesn't bear any resemblance to the change of seasons. Featureless plains of grass constantly change its mirrors of twisted landscapes and flesh adorn its landscape. Its ground is struck by sourceless lightning bolts, and the biting winds that race across its surface rage with the screams of tortured souls. To me, living on this planet would be like going to an ice cream shop with 500 different flavors and going in thinking that you're going to get one kind and going out with another and then immediately regretting your decision to get the one kind that you got. And the irony of the whole situation is that everyone who lives there loves it. You got packs of Zangors hunting, roaming demon engines fighting each other, saying which crystal looks better, horror screamers, flamers popping into existence, killing whatever's there, then popping back into their portal. And on top of this, you got the Chaos Spawn, who are as pitiable as they are repulsive to those who have some sort of understanding of their genesis. There's so much warp energy that surrounds this planet, Magnus and the other sorcerers actually use this world as a weapon itself. Well, hold up a second. You're telling me that there's so much warp energy surrounding this planet that you use the world itself as a weapon? That's pretty cool. To you sorcerers, the surface of the planet is malleable. To visitors of the planet, it's more dangerous than stepping in the densest of minefields. It is said, in order to set foot on the planet, you gotta be really powerful or you need to be given permission. But you and I both know that you giving them permission to set foot on the planet is a fate worse than death. Now it's time to set plans in motion. With Prospero and Arias now united, Magnus storms the Stygius sector with a colossal host. With all these takings, you got a second empire, and all of this on the other side of the Cicatrix Maledictum. You win a prize. This is the best part though. Magnus demands that all of his sons be reunited, whether it was by ritualistic summoning or as by invitation and sealed envelope. Either way, they were welcomed with open arms, but they were gunned down as soon as they came because all the ones that were fighting independent of him for millennia, he thought, well, you know what? One day he's gonna rebel against me, and so I'm gonna kill him right now. It's like Minority Report. In fact, it's worse than that because they were killed without even thinking about it first. So I'm gonna kill you for a thought that you may never have. That's what Magnus thought. That's called being two-faced. You want to hear something else strange? He starts thinking about humans and how mortal followers can actually help the Thousand Sons and make them stronger. Then Magnus sent this siren call throughout the warp, promising all the mortal psychers that they would have safety and acceptance and knowledge if they would only return the call of the human king. Nope, he's the Red Crimson King. He's not the human king at all. I can't believe I just said that. Please don't burn my hand off. The crazy part is he knew that not everyone would survive the trip, that some would actually die in transit, that they would fall off the bus, they would get run over by the car behind them, or that they would arrive, but that he would use them as ritual sacrifices, and that he would say, you know what, you're not going to get to enjoy all the beautiful stuff that I'm going to create, but the fact that you did that, the service as well, I just won't even remember it right now because I don't know, you guys are mortals anyway, it doesn't even matter. Meet Magnus, simultaneously the Crimson King of love and apathy. And to think that this was just a small part of his overall plan that he had for humankind. He saw himself as the one that would bring all of this psychic energy to its maximum potential. You just told me that you're snooping on people born with psychic abilities. How do you explain that one? Okay, so you read this book 10,000 years ago, didn't quite understand it, now you do, now you can speak its language, and now you need 999 souls to spike the human surge that all the psychic ability is born in people. Okay, I'm just gonna throw words at you, it's your job to organize it, because what I just said didn't make sense, and what you just said didn't make sense, and so together they cancel each other out, and all these people are now born with psychic abilities. You guys know the longer you leave Magnus to his own devices, the more powerful he's gonna become, right? So the call that Magnus sent out through the warp, calling for all those human psychers, you guys overheard this? Eavesdropping. And of course, not a single Grey Knight was tempted by Magnus's call to join them. What this comes down to is how good are they on the battlefield now? So let's see how much better Magnus has made them, and let's fight them against the Grey Knights. Do you want to see this? If you do, then thank you very much for watching. Remember to check out the battle report, 1,500 points of new Thousand Suns versus new Grey Knights, myself versus Luca, exclusively in the MiniWarGaming Vault. Click on the link below, sign up for a 7-day free trial to the Vault to see this matchup. Remember that Vault members help to support us and enable us to do what we do, create these videos, and create these battle reports for you. It will be a classic banter bat rep in the classic style. Thank you very much for watching this Chaos Day video. If you liked it, please like it and leave a comment to let me know what you'd like me to cover in the future. And when I say cover, I mean, what do you want me to talk to Deffy about? Because that's really what it is. Typically, I've been doing the new stuff, but it could be really whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be Abaddon the Despoiler, I can do a video dedicated to Abaddon the Despoiler. And I could talk to him and see what he says about his life and why he has a top knot. Who knows? Whatever it might be. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can see this and more battle reports. Thank you very much, and happy wargaming.